Hello and welcome to my presentation of Malcom Knowles attribute mapping. Malcom Knowles reintroduced the term andragogy as an adult learning theory, which was popularized in 1968. The term comes from Greek philosophy to aid educators in better understanding and differentiating the ways adults and children learn. Pedagogy. Knowles broke down andragogy into 6 different attributes. The first attribute is need to know. Learners must have a necessity to learn. I chose the blueprint as a starting point as to why someone would choose to learn something new. The blueprint shows the building of the house and where you would place the things. It is, to me, equivalent to a pros and cons list as to why one would choose to go back into education as an adult learner. The facilitator can build upon an adult learner's needs and make adjustments as they create and solidify the subject matter. I searched for information about adult learners in the work setting. I found my source on different ways the questions could apply in the workplace, which provides training. This next attribute is self-concept. Self-concept is partially questioning the self and make changes based upon what one identifies as most important, including how the opinions of those around us may matter. The source I used aids in determining the different questions one may ask and how one may come to their conclusion using the Johari window. Self-concept is the foundation of the making of who we are, our self-esteem, and who we see ourselves to be. Attribute number 3 is experience. For attribute number 3, I chose a picture of the different types of people who must work together in order to create a house, home, or building. They are using their diverse experiences to make something beautiful. The questions they are asking themselves or sharing are questions facilitators should be asking themselves by placing themselves in the shoe of the learner. I referred to a blog post titled, "What are the 6 adult learning principles from enablers of change?" I like the way it relates to the facilitators as positive enablers. There is an embedded video on the site which briefly discusses and defines the principles of Malcom Knowles. The 4th attribute is readiness. Readiness to learn. I selected the framework of a house because it is part of preparing to add to what is needed to complete a home. Getting ready to learn something new, whether to advance in our career or for our personal life, the mind needs reason and framework to go through with the learning. We can also find support of this in Chapter 9 by working with supervisors and managers and asking trainees questions about their goals and expectations of the class. A framework can be better suited to fit the needs of the trainees and the supervisors. Attribute number 5 is about orientation. I chose the house being completed and set up with drywall because this is when many problems can occur, which Knowles uses as a way to define the orientation of adult learning. I like to watch HD TV shows, especially when they are rebuilding houses. Some contractors choose this point of a rebuild to test if the things they moved right might have any problems, especially if there is an electrical or plumbing. The person in charge of these changes will have to decide to address if this is a problem at all. If it is identified as a problem, one must determine if it is something that can be handled at a later date in the project, or if it must be addressed as soon as possible. And then last but not least, which ties everything together, is motivation. Attribute number 6 is about the motivation to learn. Here you will notice in the background I chose a variety of houses. Motivation ties into the completion of houses as security, a source of security, an end goal. Questions here we could ask ourselves to find a motivation to continue to learn and to keep going and building upon the skills that we need to become better facilitators and learners. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you. Have a great day.